Okay, wow, I have a lot to tell you guys. Hey guys, it's Sammy and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a coffee talk video, and if you don't know what a coffee talk video, because you haven't been around my channel long enough or you just haven't seen my videos, I basically just sit down with a cup of coffee and update you guys on my life or whatever else I want to talk to you that day, but I basically just keep it real. But first, I do need to go make some coffee. Well, let's go. Yes, there's a lot I need to update you guys on. First off, I live here now. If you don't know, I've been kind of talking about this a lot lately. I've moved into my first apartment. I am in my second year of college. First year I lived in the dorm, so this is my first year with an actual apartment. And I love my apartment. I love it so freaking much. And yes, eventually I am going to do an apartment tour with you guys, as you probably expected. I'm gonna be moving around a lot. I'm still trying to find like where I'm going to film here. I'm thinking this is an okay place. Like, I'm pretty okay with this. Although I should clean my desk before I film. So sorry about the mess. This is my gaming desk. Whoa, almost with my coffee. I need to calm down a little bit. As a lot of you guys know, because I was talking about this a lot, Anthony was going to move in with me. That was the plan since like a year ago. Me and Anthony have been dating for 5 years now, and it's been long distance the entire time. So this was a really exciting moment for us. We were finally moving in together, and he lives in Canada, so it's a lot harder for him to come and visit versus if he was in another state, because he does have to cross an international border, which is kind of hard. He was planning on going to school here, he got in everything, and we were ready to move in. We had the apartment, and then things changed. A family member got diagnosed with something really serious, and I'm not going to say much more than that because it's not my business. I don't know how private they're being about it, so I am just going to say that. And also, Anthony was having doubts, and of course it's scary moving to another country, so all of that mixed together, he just decided to stay home with a family member and wait a year. So now I'm living alone, which is not the best. And as a lot of you guys know, I do have depression and anxieties that like to mess with my life. I knew myself, and I knew that living alone would kind of be an issue for me. I didn't know how much of an issue it would be for me, but I knew on some level it would be a problem at some point, you know. So yes, I knew living alone would be hard for me, and this leads me to my next bit of news. I've always been an animal person, specifically a dog person, but I love animals so much. And I have not lived without an animal in my life. Until last year, I lived in the dorms. The dorms, it was like a different mindset. It was like, okay, this is not my place. I'm only living here for a year. Like, it just didn't have the mindset of not living with an animal because I knew it just wasn't an option. Before I was even born, my parents had a dog, so once I was born, there's always been an animal in my life. There's not been one moment where I haven't had an animal in my life until now. My parents had ferrets and chinchillas and a parrot that is still alive. He's like almost 30, I think. Hold on, I need to count the dogs we've had. I need to set my coffee down. I need my other hand. Sorry, it takes me a while. Okay, Zeus, Portia, Max, Polly, Vienna, Harley, Buttercup, Daisy, Oscar, Choco. Total time I've been alive, we've had 10 dogs. 5 of them are still alive right now. The most we've had at one time was 7. So, you know, I grew up in a huge animal loving household. So I started thinking about getting a dog. I knew I didn't want to get a dog, but I just didn't want to be alone. I don't know, I was torn on if I should get a dog or not, and my dad reminded me, of course, that 1, it's expensive, and 2, having a dog in a very small apartment would be hard. I know people do it, it's not saying that it's impossible, but I know I could do it, but do I really want to put myself in a situation where I have to do that now? I don't know. So I was like, okay, what kind of animal should I get then? Because I do want an animal in my life for sure. So I was thinking something like a hedgehog. I really wanted a hedgehog for some reason. Like, really wanted a hedgehog. My dad kept on having negatives to every animal that I was bringing up. He said I should get a bird, and I'm like, I don't really want a bird. I was even about to settle for getting a fish, and I really didn't want a fish. Antony came here for about 3 weeks to help me move in and everything. During the last week of him being here, I'm not even talking about last week, like the last 3 days of him being here, I was starting to freak out a little bit. I knew once he left he wouldn't be able to be back for a month and a half, and that's because the people at the border told him he's been coming over too often and it doesn't look good. And I told him, okay, I want to go to the pet store, like I want to go find a pet. I didn't want to buy a pet that day, I just wanted to look at the pet store, see what my options are, and kind of get an idea of what kind of animal I wanted. So we went to the pet store, we looked at chinchillas, which were cute, and ferrets, which were adorable. I was even thinking about getting a guinea pig, I don't know. I knew the animals were cute and I wanted one, but nothing really like clicked. And I've never been a huge fan of cats. I don't really understand them and they tend not to really understand me either. Like they're not sure about me and I'm not sure about them, so we kind of keep our distance from each other. It's like a understanding with the cat species that I have. But they had cats at this pet store and they were all rescues. Well, there's only 2. They were rescues and we just wanted to look by them. Antony loves cats. And the first one we walked by was, I mean, he was nice. I don't know, I just don't like cats, you know? And I felt bad, of course. I feel bad for any animal that's a rescue and is in this small little cage waiting to be adopted. That's just sad. And so I felt bad for him, but it wasn't like a thing where it's like, okay, let's take him home, you know? Like I wasn't gonna get a cat. The apartment's a mess for moving. It still kind of is. Like we were in a tight financial situation and I just didn't want a cat. It's not something I wanted. So we wanted to see the other cat, so we went to go take a peek at him. And instantly, like I noticed how beautiful this cat's coloring was. So this cat was white and he had like orange brown on his ears and an orange brown tail with stripes on it, and he just was so pretty and cute. So I was just telling Antony like, oh my gosh, he's so cute and everything, and then I saw his eyes and my heart stopped. One eye was an orangey brown color and the other one was this bright light blue. He had 2 different colored eyes and that made me melt. I instantly fell in love with him and that shocked Antony. I had to go to class in 20 minutes and Antony basically had to pull me away from that cage. And 2 hours later, I walked right into that pet store and adopted him. Trust me, I know how irresponsible it is to get any animal when you're not fully prepared, but I knew I'd take better care of my animals than I do myself. I knew that I love my animals more than I care about most people. And I knew what kind of adjustments I'll be making, and I knew I was willing to make those adjustments. So I felt comfortable enough to be like, okay, yes, this is the biggest impulse buy that I've ever gotten, mainly because this is a commitment for the next possibly 20 years. But I'm willing to make those adjustments in my life because I love this cat. I just couldn't walk away because I knew I'd never find a cat I love that much. Again, I just knew I wouldn't be able to. And it's probably been the best decision I've made in a long time. People at the pet store warned me that he was super shy, but also super sweet once he warmed up. And that was fine, because like, same. They didn't have the story on where he was rescued from. It was blank in his files and they had no idea like what his story was. They knew he was rescued in May and he had all his vaccines and shots and everything, and he was chipped and neutered. They knew the cat next to him, his story, he was found at a lake, but they didn't know his because they weren't given his story. And so this whole time I kind of thought like, oh, he's probably rescued at a lake or like somewhere, maybe hurt or something, like the cat next to him. But then like a week later, the foster parent called me, and if you don't know what that means, someone basically volunteers their time. I don't know if they get paid or not, but they take care of them until they're ready to be adopted again. And she called me because she was worried about him. His original name was Corky, so she called me worried about Corky. I changed his name. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. She knew that he was shy and he had a hard time warming up, and I told her like updates on him and how he was doing better. And then she told me where they rescued him from. So they found him in a house near here, and the owner committed suicide. There's multiple cats on the property and everything, and that just is so sad. I know it's probably not as traumatic to him as it sounds to me. I know the energies people give off rub off on their animals, and that's just so sad. I know it could have been worse. He could have been somewhere really hurt and everything, but that's just heartbreaking to me. So yes, I changed his name. His original name was Corky, but I wasn't a fan of that name. I didn't really like it. So we decided on the spot to call him Momo. I don't know if you guys have seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, but it is like my favorite show of all time, to this day, favorite show. I know it's a Nickelodeon's like kind of kid show, but it's not. It's not a kid show, okay? It's not. I love that show. Fight me. So in the show, the main character, Aang, he has a winged lemur as a pet. I've always wanted a cat named after the winged lemur because he was kind of cat-like in personality and everything, and since it's my favorite show and I turned Anthony onto that show and now he loves it, we both agreed instantly that we should name him Momo. So when we got home, he was not the happiest cat. He was very terrified, and that was to be expected. We knew how scared he was just in the pet store alone. So we let him hide. We didn't try to force him out of anywhere. We let him find a comfy space, and it happened to be under the bathroom cabinet. I must have left it open or something. He just crawled right in there into the back of the cabinet and laid down. And next to the cabinet I have this little, I don't even know what to call it, but he climbed into it, and after Anthony left, he still kept on exploring the apartment, especially at night. He was out exploring, and it progressed to him being out in the daytime and walking around. He found a place on the fridge that he liked. It was kind of like a nice cubby between my top ramen. Slowly he started opening up and showing more of his personality, and every day was like a really good day for me that we've had him, because every day he does something new. He does something that surprises me, and he's a great source of entertainment just to watch. With me, he's no longer shy. We have broken that barrier. There's been a new development of him jumping up on the bed, which is a big deal because he's voluntarily like getting that close to me, and he lays on top of me and he rubs all over me, and he wants to be pet, and he's like awake in the morning, like 7 a.m. every morning, and he's basically trying to wake me up so I can feed him, but you know what, I'll take it. Oh gosh, he follows me around all morning. So yes, Momo is adjusting. He's doing really well, and I couldn't be happier with him. So here he is. He is not happy right now. He's not wanting to be here. He doesn't really like to be picked up that much. I'm so sorry. He is not a happy cat. Oh, yep, bye. Alright, but that's it for this video. Thank you. Oh, there's cat hair everywhere. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. Before I forget, the giveaway is still going. It only has a few days left, you guys, so make sure you join. If you don't know what giveaway I'm talking about, watch my previous video. I'll pop it up on the screen around here. But I basically explained that I have a giveaway, and I show you the prizes and how to enter. So I will have the giveaway link down below, but if you want to watch the actual video, I'll also have that link down below as well. But that's ending in a couple days, so make sure you watch it and join. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you to the end of space and back. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications because I post every week. I love you. Bye.